His videos is you must only approach the marital act for
Well, sure,
procreation.
but can't you enjoy it while you do it?
I don't think you can square that with Saint Augustine.
Hmm.
I
Don't
mean,
enjoy
you
it too
were
much?
no, you were only supposed to enjoy the minimal amount of pleasure required to complete the act, and if you took too much enjoyment, you probably had at
Did,
least
did,
a venial sin.
he did not say
I'm dead serious. Welcome back, everyone. Craig and Jonah. How are you today, Jonah?
that. Tired. Nah. From all the running around lately, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
having kids.
Flag football, tackle football, running all over God's green earth
Yeah.
for games.
So I think life, in some ways, is easier when the kids are all kind of small or not into that stuff.
Sort of.
But um, yeah, 'tis the season.
Yeah.
So you like the summer better than the school year?
Oh, I don't know. The summer was exhausting this year too.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't know. Having kids is exhausting.
Yeah. Fortunately,
In a good way, sometimes, and just I don't know.
for,
Time goes by.
fortunately or unfortunately, our kids have never been really into the traveling sports and stuff, all that. So we managed to avoid that. I guess we had a high schooler that was in football a couple of years ago, but yeah, I mean, if I don't think we could do it. Like if we had every one of our kids of sports age in sports, like it wouldn't be possible. Like we just couldn't do it to my work schedule and
Yeah.
just so. So for better or for worse, I think that is something that, at least for us, the kids had to sacrifice in order for us to have the size of family we do.
Yeah.
But just trying to get kids home, get homework done,
Yeah.
get ready for the next day, get lunches, breakfast, and stuff, and then there's just a lot of moving pieces. But
Mhm.
so I'm glad I'm not doing the whole sports thing like you, because
Yeah.
I might not even have time for this thing.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun watching him, but it's also tiring.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time away from Dolores and I to a certain degree. Not a ton, but you're just tired. So
Yeah.
last night we were far away, and by the time we got home, we talked for a while.
Yeah,
And it was much better.
there is that, whether this is the way it's supposed to be or not, but I do think this is what happens to a lot of couples is life gets busy and kind of that personal, intimate part of your relationship oftentimes tends to get
Mm-hmm.
the crumbs if there are any left over,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, sort of gets pushed off the side. We do make time, sometimes in the middle of the day.
Yeah, you have to be flexible a little bit.
Yeah.
And depending on your personality, you have to let go of your insecurities a little bit about that, right?
Yeah.
So, okay,
Yeah, things are going good, man.
good. Well, good for you for kind of balancing that. We've been doing pretty good. Um, you know, we were talking the other day, and I forget. I think it was kind of one of those conversations where you talk about, would you go back to? I think we were talking about kind of like 10 years ago when we were just really struggling in a lot of different ways, and she made the comment about how a lot of those I did not understand her, which was true.
Yeah.
Not sure I do yet, but apparently I figured some things out because she's a much happier person, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's one of the biggest mistakes that I made too going into marriage, that I thought that she thought the same way that I did.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I mean, it can't be further from the truth.
You shared a video in the wife chat the other day. I'm not sure if my wife watched it or not.
Oh, it's good. I don't think mine did at all. Maybe she did. I don't know, but
My wife will never acknowledge it.
yeah, my wife would never. I mean, it depends on what the video was, but the video was
Yeah.
was it
The three things that women need and three things that men need, right?
in marriage, and it was put together by a counselor.
Yeah.
And just what she has seen over however many years of practice, and it was pretty solid.
I posted that in the Discord and on Twitter, and I had a couple priests repost it, so it's good.
And it's true.
Do you remember what they are?
On the woman's side of things, she wants to, like emotional connection, talking, listening,
That's for sure.
listening to her. They were all kind of intertwined, I think, between listening and talking and, being emotionally connected.
I think the one big takeaway, this something I learned is, guys, is when your wife wants your attention, she wants all of your attention. And the biggest thing you can do wrong about that is to be like, I don't know, like watching TV or picking up your phone once in a while. And it's a habit I have to consciously.
Well, everybody does.
Do it right.
It's like, for the longest time too, when I would get home from work and she would just kind of talk to me about her day, I had no idea how important that was to her.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, I just thought she was telling me just to talk. I didn't know that she was telling me.
Yeah.
They kind of, I think, the wives tend to externalize. They want to externalize their thoughts. They can process them, which is much different than how I process things.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. No, that probably made the biggest difference in our marriage, I would say overall, was me recognizing that and making time to do that. And usually the stuff that I was doing instead of that wasn't anything. It wasn't like I was doing some work project. There was a time when I was like outside working, like on the weekends and stuff. So that's one of the things that I had to really just kind of give up for now, is kind of going outside and working on the property and doing things. But really when I get home is just to come home and then like I just look at her and I just listen attentively. And like I said, it's not like we're having deep, profound conversations about anything. At least it doesn't seem that way to me. But it's very, very important to her. And man, I can tell the results. I can tell the difference.
You just have to kind of look in her eyes and nod, and you can zone out and think about whatever you want.
And hopefully,
hopefully
she doesn't ask you to repeat what she just said, right?
I'm just kidding. Yeah. But
at some point, like we'll need like those Google glasses where it's like replaying it, and so when you get caught, it like quickly
go back 20 seconds.
Yeah,
and gives you the AI summary.
That's right. I don't think we're too far off from that. But,
that's true.
But yeah, that definitely made the biggest difference, is being there to listen, and like you said, related to that is listening without trying to offer solutions unless she asks for it, and usually she's not. So that was a bear trap I kept falling into for many years.
Me too.
Still do a little bit, but now I'm just like,
it's like the nail in the head movie.
Yeah, that's right. It's not the nail. That's right. Nail in the forehead clip. Yep. So that is, and gosh almighty, why didn't someone tell us sooner?
That should be in pre-K.
Like how the heck?
Just give us the tendencies between men and women.
Yeah, I mean having watched that video years ago would have saved so much heartache.
Yeah, for sure. And then on the man's side.
Yeah, what's the man's needs?
Respect.
Yep.
What was the other one? I think these are in no particular order.
Was it respect and
praise?
Praise, yeah.
Respect, praise, and then sex.
Yeah. And yeah.
That makes sense. But you can put up with a lot of, not on the first two if you get the third one.
Yeah. I thought it was excellent and accurate, and I chimed into the chat. I said, this was really good. So maybe she took that as being really good for us, but I thought it was really good for... I just thought it was very accurate for both sides, and something I tried to... I was glad to have the reminder, because it's kind of a work on... It's simple stuff. It's not rocket science, really.
No.
But it is, because our minds tend to work very differently, it is something that you have to either develop that habit or be reminding yourself a lot, because it won't necessarily come naturally.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that video,
It's
Well,
just
that
stuff like
pre-K now.
my wife is an art teacher, and so she works on her projects at night. She's going to do with the students, and so in the past, I probably just would have thought she was doing her art, so I would have went and watched TV or whatever. But now I sit and talk with her while she does it, and it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's just simple things like that that make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the biggest. That was the biggest boo-boo I made for many, many years, and like I said, she made the comment that I didn't understand her, and I think, I'm not certain, but I think she understands that it wasn't because I was malicious or uncaring. I literally didn't know. I was trying. I was just trying all the wrong stuff, right? And I think that is if I would add one thing kind of on top of that, is to understand that in most situations, if your spouse is not doing those things for you, it's probably not because they don't love you or respect for you or whatever. They just they don't know or don't understand, or they're trying to love you in ways that make sense to them but not to you.
Yeah,
right.
That's most of it.
Right.
I agree.
When your husband, let's say, is very physically affectionate in the kitchen, stuff like that, and you may find it annoying. It's
his way of connecting.
Yeah, he's trying to connect with you and show love to you.
And meanwhile, you're rambling on and whatever every day. And he's like, "What the hell's going on here?" By the time you hear about the cashier at the grocery store, you're wondering where is this going.
Right.
But no, that's important too. So.
Yeah. It's a mood killer to him, but she's just getting herself lathered up.
Just juiced up, yeah. That's important.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll try to remember to put the link to that in the description, because I think it was a really good video. It was a really good video.
It was.
So, all right.
All right.
Else?
No, man, I don't know.
I guess we'll just wrap it up. It's been 12 minutes in. No, we wouldn't do that to you guys. Not gonna let you off that easy. So, our best friend Alan had a podcast. The episode.
You punish yourself by listening to it.
Yeah, I can't get my wife to listen to it, but I do it.
All right.
Even though most of it's probably more helpful to her than to me.
Yeah.
So when I read the title of this one, I wasn't sure. Well, I wasn't sure what she was talking about. I mean, I know now because I just never heard the term, but I wasn't sure what she was talking about or whether it was good or bad. Okay?
All right. What's the title?
What is edging?
Oh, yeah, I know what edging is.
Okay. Well,
we're not talking about like mowing the lawn and
That's right.
Also not talking about manscaping or anything like that.
No. Yeah. So, she's
going to talk about that, huh?
Yeah, and of course, there's always some moral pitfalls there. So I want to.
Yeah, she's all about time limits. Yeah, edging.
Exactly. So for those that like me that weren't sure which edging was or what the term meant, let's play that a little bit.
You know what edging is. You see it all the time.
I never heard the term. I guess I never heard the term that way, so that's why I wasn't sure about it.
Okay,
Now,
that sounds.
Well,
she's selling it.
If this was any other Catholic podcaster, I wouldn't be sure yet if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If they're right,
sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean that are the alarm bells supposed to be going off now?
It's too good.
Sounds a little too good to be Catholic, right?
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Do you think? I was thinking about this because our dear friend John's videos have been showing up in my feed, and in fact, someone in the Discord said you need to get it back on because he's even more out there than usual.
Really?
Well, yeah. What do you think John would think about this advice?
I don't know how John could have a problem with it yet. What do you mean?
His videos is you must only approach the marital act for procreation.
Well, sure, but can't you enjoy it while you do it?
I don't think I mean, he's taken all that from St. Augustine. I don't think you can square that with St. Augustine. I mean, you were only supposed to enjoy the minimal amount of pleasure required to complete the act, and if you took too much enjoyment, you probably had at least a venial sin.
He did not.
I'm dead serious.
Oh man.
Saint Augustine. It was, if you could do the marital act without feeling enjoyment, that would be the preferred way. And apparently that's the way it was done before the fall, just completely transactional. The fall is what created the pleasure.
You have to think that line of thinking is so full of crap. With all due respect to St. Augustine.
He's a doctor of the church. How dare you?
Where does he come up with that crap? Because, you're talking about stuff before the fall. How does he know?
He's a holier guy. You can't question these guys.
It's impossible to argue with that to a certain degree, even though they have no evidence at all. But that's just a story.
Yeah. So right now we have.
I wonder what he would think about the clitoris then. He'd struggle with that.
That probably developed after the fall.
I just rose right up.
That's woman's punishment.
Yeah.
That is Eve's punishment for that.
That for her sin, yeah. Well, now you're getting this thing.
Getting a pleasure device built right in.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I bet he believes that. I bet he believed that, and I bet
when she picked the apple off the tree, the apple then it just started protruding.
Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you literally don't know what happened, you can say anything happened. You can just the facts.
That is such a crappy line of reasoning, though. It is.
But that crappy line of reasoning is the foundation
of a lot of this stuff.
for most of what brings us here together once a week.
That borderlines on the Onan story, It's just, sure.
Onan is at least scriptural.
Yep.
There's nothing in there about, this in Scripture. But so you have, again, I don't think the church adopts Augustine's line of thinking, although they did for a while, and I think it's still baked
awesome.
into it. Yeah, that must have been a lot of fun.
Well, that's a great
The
time.
podcast must have been much juicier back then.
It just defies logic. You're not supposed to enjoy it.
Yeah.
We're not talking about extreme pleasure.
No.
You're talking
Yeah. Yeah.
It's meant to be enjoyable, I think.
You would think. But that's the precarious situation of being human. The things that seem obvious may not be.
And by that line of thinking too, you shouldn't want to be too pleasurable for your wife. Which
I think
which is just awesome too. That's just what every guy wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. No guys want that.
Maybe it's safe for guys that don't know how to.
Not even John Farrell wants that. In his heart of hearts, there's no way he wants. His wife.
Yeah.
Just uninterested.
Yeah. Now, I think maybe some of the more softer trads will say it's fine for the pleasure, but it better happen during intercourse. All this baloney about stimulating her prior to intercourse. I think that would be a line that
you just gotta go for it.
Yep. Nature clearly designed it to happen this way.
Yep.
If those puzzle pieces aren't together, you better not be. I'm dead serious. I think if you confessed 1,000 years ago, or maybe a little more, what she's talking about here, I think there's priests that would give you a lifetime of penance. That's serious.
Well,
we've come a long way, kid.
We have come a long way.
But it's just so funny how, and we'll get to her, get to this here in a little bit, the whole moral cautions of it. But, this stuff truly is, and this is John's point a lot of times, that this stuff would have not existed prior to the 1960s. The theology of the body opened the door for this, and I think in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
But it is in stark contrast to what it was for the first 1900 years or whatever.
Well, but there weren't rules like that, at the beginning.
I don't think they laid it out, but I think, like I said, I think you read St. Augustine, I think you'd be like, well, there's no way this is allowable.
No, I don't know.
So it's just interesting
But I
how.
wonder how it was received. Like you said, wow, this guy over here thinks this, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe
Like
he was
with-
just the loud, neurotic guy that got written down, and everyone else just kind of did their thing and
I mean, only
didn't say much, didn't write much, and then just kind of forgot
Well,
it.
I don't know how many people could write back then.
Yeah.
20. I don't know.
Yeah.
So his
Yeah.
ideas were recorded.
Yeah,
and
maybe theology was built on the handful of people that were literate.
maybe that Craig and Jonah back there were like, no.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah. But we were
Oh, we
illiterate.
done right.
We were illiterate knuckle draggers, so we just never got recorded.
Yeah, it's true.
We were too busy with our
With our
15
wives,
kids
yeah.
and all the fun we had with our wives.
You could never
We didn't have time to write this stuff down. Isn't that right?
Leave it to the celibate guy to
Yeah,
write
the
it
guy with
down.
nothing better to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Truth might be stranger than fiction.
That's true too.
So, at some point, I think she goes on. She says, like the edging could happen. You could do it multiple times, and you could have seconds or minutes in between that. And I was thinking, well, not too many minutes.
How many?
I know. She.
Yeah. All right.
So she goes on to talk about all the benefits and all the reasons why couples might want to do it. Maybe couples are having, maybe the wife's having a hard time with orgasm, or you want to get to where you're climaxing together, which is all great, noble. Yep, I have no problem with all that. But it's just interesting. Like, this is, they're the quote unquote polite, correct, non-heretical Catholic media on this stuff,
No.
right? Despite, I would say, just the way it directly contradicts Augustine and probably even to some degree Aquinas and many doctors of the church early on who would never have tolerated this. So, but even with those, there's things you got to be careful about as Catholics. So
Right.
we should make sure we talk about that, because that's obviously why we're here.
Let's put up the guardrails then.
Yep. So just before you get too carried away here, just,
Yeah, don't want to just be edging all the time.
no. So here, let's talk about that a little bit. Okay,
All right.
seems
Seems fine.
fine. It's
Yeah.
more of a practical precaution for the woman, not
Not a
right.
moral precaution. No, with the guy.
But the guys,
Ooh.
we have a different standard here,
Mm-hmm.
because we make distinctions
Mm-hmm.
that aren't always obvious. But
Maybe if that happens, then you just have to do it again. Just gotta wait till he's ready to go again. You gotta keep edging her.
that
until
works
then.
for women, but apparently for men it's wrong. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like this,
That part doesn't.
you could stick it right in there right away. There's nothing.
Well, that's true.
So like this is where
that's
this is
true. Like if you feel it coming,
yeah. If you
drive it home.
yeah. Does that count? Is that legit?
I would think that would count. That should really be your advice if you're gonna follow the rules to the letter of the law. Yep. You feel it going?
Yeah.
Do your best.
Yeah. This is where it just feels to me like the Amish guy sitting around waiting for the English guy to plug the cord in for him so they can
Yep.
use the it's
The
just
drill. Yep. Yep, boy, that's true. That is our version of the Amish paradise. Mhm. It is.
because like you said,
It's,
wait 15, 20 minutes. Maybe it's however long it takes
yep.
takes the guy to recharge. Where's the harm? Where's the foul?
Yep. Or you put it in right away while it's still happening.
You put it in the right away. Fine. I mean, yes, you've lost some, maybe a lot. It only takes one.
But you don't have to have it all.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to go all. Just get somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
Right. So this is
It's
this just
problematic.
it sounds silly. I mean,
It does.
and here's the other thing that caught my attention, and this has always caught my attention when it comes to the theology on this. They always say we have to protect the integrity or whatever of the act.
Mm-hmm.
It's always about the act, not about the couple, not about the marriage, not about the act. Like the act itself has some separate metaphysical rights that go above and beyond the people themselves that are involved.
That's true.
How?
That's a good point as well.
Right? Like that.
Even though the guy can just have a nocturnal emission, and that's fine.
Yeah, like that's why this has always been the problem with judging this stuff from the standpoint of the individual acts themselves, each individual encounter. Because on the one hand, you have these, what I would say, I mean, yes, it's sort of easy on a very elementary level to see how the male's body works during this, and when he's done, and all that. And they just kind of like make these profound conclusions from sort of the simple observation. But yet with women, it's much more complicated. Apparently you have a lot more leeway before, during, or after, or all the above, mm-hmm. Right? How does that?
At least the women don't have to be scrupulous about that.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure.
They could all be a lot less scrupulous if the man didn't have to be quite so scrupulous. If they didn't, if they let's use this example, right? Let's say the couple did it the day before. You got days worth of stuff there. Right?
Well, that's true. Yeah, it's lasting for days. You're right.
So and let's say you're going to do it the next day. On a basic biological level, it's inconsequential. Mm-hmm. Whether they do it that day.
That's true.
So they could take the day off and be fine. So
it'd be kind of like a rain game. Like if it happens, then you just got to reschedule for tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
A couple hours, wait for the
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So there truly is no harm, no foul there, right? Yeah. Like you said, you could wait however long it takes. You could do it later today. You could do it the next day. Like literally isn't going to matter. Mm-hmm. Especially if it happens, let's say, outside of the ovulation window when it's probably not going to happen anyway. Like, this is just where...
Now we don't like to talk about that.
I know. But the biology, the realities of the biology makes these rules seem like things that just have no bearing in reality other than they're kind of premised on sort of these antiquated pre-scientific understandings and feelings about life and how this should work. Right?
Yeah. Pre-scientific. Is that how you classify that?
I would.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. I'm just saying. People wouldn't like that.
I'd put Augustine in the pre-scientific area, but
I mean, you have to admit.
We didn't understand the fundamental aspect of human conception until like the 1900s. Mm-hmm. The egg and the sperm. Mm-hmm. Like prior to that, it was an erroneous understanding. Not because they were bad people; they just had no way of knowing they're wrong, right?
I think maybe Augustine would have argued that the clitoris didn't exist. It's not that it wasn't like we consider it to be designed for pleasure, but he just would have said maybe it had a different function or something else, right? Don't you think? Or that it didn't even exist; it was just part of the overall thing.
It could be, yeah. I mean, it can be stimulated during natural intercourse, or whatever, but not.
But it's not specifically for pleasure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what he would say. I wonder if he feels bad about that, or like Thomas Aquinas, if he feels bad about some of the things he wrote. Everybody writes silly things.
Yeah.
Or just says silly things. We say silly stuff all the time.
I could just see those two up there like, listen to these guys! Listen to these guys!
They got it!
Ignore what we said!
Yeah, because some of the stuff that they wrote is just, I'm sure they're trying their best.
I think Aquinas. I mean, Aquinas said some things that are pretty
Outlandish.
I would say patently absurd, like the
Yeah.
idea that
Solo
is worse than rape.
Mm.
Like, and they'll say, "Oh, that's only." He,
Yeah, you got to do mental gymnastics.
yeah, but like,
or prostitution.
yeah, right.
You know, is better than solo.
Someone posted something in the Discord. It was an old one of these moral manuals. It was sort of like a checklist that priests could use in the confessional and giving out penances.
Mm.
And there was like an abortion of a, what did they say? An abortion of an embryo before something, maybe, I don't know, if quickening or something like that, and then after, and whatever. One of the worst offenses was oral sex. There was a far more egregious penance for oral sex than an abortion. So, like,
What?
make that make sense.
That is absurd too.
Yeah.
What year was that from?
I don't remember. A while ago. I mean, I'm maybe
Like, we're talking like
before the 1900s, probably.
Okay.
I think. But
gosh, what were people thinking? Like, how on earth is that even remotely the same?
Yeah, and you couldn't come together more than 24. If you did within 24 hours of mass, you had to abstain from communion and stuff like that. Like, which, and I don't know that. But again, like,
where was that rule?
It's in the
It's not in the red words of the Bible.
I know, and that's the trouble. It's like, okay, are we not allowed to ask the mental disposition of the people that came up with these kinds of things? Like, know, and I know it's easy to pick on Augustine, but that guy never had what I would say a normal, healthy, functioning sexual relationship with someone.
Fair criticism.
Right?
I think he'd be fine with that too. I mean, so he's either living a life of indulgence,
or
single, and
like, he never had that good, healthy, ongoing, intimate relationship with someone that you love, like most of us experience, right?
Yeah, hopefully experience.
Yeah. We're told we would experience before we got married,
We're
right?
sold that bill of goods.
That's right. So, but the approach, from what I can tell, of the church, and I use that maybe in the small C as opposed to capital C church, but the small is to we don't come out and say, yeah, that was crazy stuff that St. Augustine was saying, or even St. Thomas Aquinas. We just kind of stop talking about it, right? And so what that does is it makes it possible for our friends like John to like make videos today quoting St. Augustine, which, right, I get you are accurately quoting St. Augustine, but so it's just kind of like, I don't know, out of respect or whatever, the church is just like, well, we won't talk about what crazy Uncle Augustine over there.
And out of respect, most people would have a tough time criticizing Augustine, but we're in a different group. Well, I mean, come on.
We should be able to call balls and strikes. Right?
Yeah, I think the guy said a lot of things that are great, but do you have to follow all of it? Is he?
Yeah, I mean, his stuff, like the Confessions, and stuff about how, what was the saying? Our souls are restless until they rest in you. I think he said that. Like, there's some profound stuff there. Like, again, it's
great stuff, and then some things that are like,
I don't know, right? And that is
but that's fine.
That is the dilemma, I think, that the church has, is because, number one, he's canonized. We believe he's in heaven, went straight to heaven. He's a doctor of the church. He's quoted by a lot of, like, what do we do with that, right? And I think the church, I think the church is sort of, for better or for worse, allowed some of that kind of crazy stuff just to stay out there, available for consumption and for people that are kind of lean neurotic, just gobble that right up.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can look at that and you can compare that to what Ellen said, or let's say John Paul II, and say, well, those two are obviously contrary to each other. And in the way that modern trads reconcile that is we ignore the newer and we defer to the older.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the right way, but I think just deferring to Augustine because he's been around longer and he's a doctor of the church, I think is, like I said, why can't we just assess the merits of the particular topic? Why does it have to be really more of a character type issue? Well, we like this guy's a saint, he's a doctor of the church, therefore anything he says trumps anything else.
Yeah.
That's really what it
Mm-hmm.
tends to come down to.
Yeah, whoever spoke the first and loudest, that's whose opinion is there.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoever got to America first got to name it, but they didn't actually get there first, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's just interesting to see the evolution, if you will, and some, for a lot of trads that word doesn't exist. It's a change in doctrine as opposed to a growth or development of doctrine. But it's interesting to see it, and then, hopefully we're not done evolving, but it would be nice if it would happen a little more quickly. Maybe while I'm still married and young enough to enjoy maybe for our kids.
So I'm looking up how many people could write at the time of St. Augustine. So literacy rates in urban areas are between 10 and 30%, and in rural areas around likely under 5%.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, it's not like...
But the educated, which would have included Augustine, that was 1 to 2% of the population. So people that were actually trained to think and write, 1 to 2% of the population. So there was knuckle draggers like ourselves that were probably talking to Augustine, and we just couldn't say it eloquently.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, and let's look. These guys, maybe they, they grew up in a life of, comfortability. They had time to study. They maybe didn't have time for relationships, or maybe because they weren't good at relationships, they spent more time studying and whatever. I mean, it's just like, it's not like everyone all the smart people had an equal chance to have their voices heard back then. Like, I think now, with podcasting and stuff like that, I think it's a little more of a level playing field.
Yeah, basically, the only people with advanced sort of education would have been the elite, the clergy, and merchants. So that's it.
Yep. So, now it's the lowly podcasters.
Yep. Everybody has a voice now.
Yep. The era of the podcaster. So. Yeah. I don't know. Let us know what you think of the comments. I mean, we're not trying to be unnecessarily disrespectful of Augustine or anything like that, but it's really hard not to make these observations.
I wasn't sure if you're going to say, let us know what you think about edging.
Yeah. Fan, not a fan? John, we do want to know if you think that's okay or not. Yeah. Is that permissible? Let us know that so we can make fun of it, I guess. I don't know. We'd like to know what the traditional... What would Father Ripperger say about edging? Let's say that. So, yeah. What do you guys think Father Ripperger would say? Or Father Ripperger, if you're listening, let us know.
Yeah. Drop a comment.
Yeah. Don't use that enough.
Yep.
So, okay. Well, that's all I
right.
wanted to talk about today. So,
sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm on edge.
Keep it edgy.
Yeah.
People.
That's right.
But not too much.
That's
And
true.
be careful with the guys.
Yep.
That's your...
Handle them gently.
Yes, that's right. That's right. All right.
Got a hair trigger.
That's right. Yep. Know your limits.
Yep, that's right.
Keep a confessional close by, just in case things go
haywire.
wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
So appreciate you guys watching. Let us know in the comments, and until next time, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good one.